Hey guys, and welcome to Tweak Talk number 9. Today what we're going to discuss is fitness challenges. Pretty timely because we actually have a 4-week challenge coming up. So we thought we'd take this opportunity to share a little bit about why fitness challenges are so popular, why they're a really useful tool for the fitness business, like from our perspective, and also from your perspective as the client, why they're so effective. And also some do's and don'ts, I think, around how to be successful, why people are sometimes not successful, just to highlight and bring to your attention why that could be.
Yeah.
Cool. While we're doing that, we're going to be having a cup of tea. So Rylee drinks green tea religiously, and I drink green tea because I can't drink, well, because I won't drink coffee 8 times a day. I would like to drink coffee 8 times a day, but it's just not good. So I drink some tea in between. Today we don't have green tea, we have hibiscus tea, and it's friggin' foul.
Really?
Oh.
I thought you would like it.
Terribly horrendous.
Really?
It's not
It's like sweet.
Sweet, shitty taste.
It's not just hibiscus. There's a few other ingredients, but it's meant to be stress relieving.
Yeah, it's giving me stress drinking this thing. But anyway, I'll try and make it through and drink this whole thing. We'll see how we go. But let's get back to the point. So you would have seen before, we've run 6-week, 8-week, 12-week challenges, now 4-week challenges. They've been commonplace throughout the fitness industry for years and years. I think the first challenge I ran was a 12-week challenge. Just when I went into business for myself, like in 2010, 10 years ago, was the first time I did it.
I suppose boot camp is like a challenge too, those 6-week.
I did 12-week challenge before I did boot camp.
Really?
Yep. So when I started, I didn't really have my head around group training, the idea of group training, because I come through a personal training studio, so everything that I did was one-on-one, so it was a one-on-one 12-week challenge.
Yep.
And so that's how we started. But yeah, then we went to boot camps and that sort of thing, but it's a period of time generally carved out, whether it's whatever the time frame is with you and your trainer and your training organization, designed for people to, I suppose, get a specific result.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the format just a little bit. I think generally it's about getting people into a situation where they can allocate a period of time, whatever the time frame is, to their health.
Yeah.
And I think that's underlying the success of the program. It's because we see people on a regular basis, whether we've got a gym membership or a class timetable, hey, that just turn up to the gym and turn up to classes as part of their routine.
Yeah.
Which is really good.
So good.
But
Because they prioritise that part
correct.
of their life.
But they're not working towards a specific goal. They're not measuring, this is generalization, but they're not working towards a specific goal. They're not working towards, they're not measuring on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And maybe they're not applying themselves like 100% outside of training.
Yeah.
Which is where a challenge format comes into its own and becomes a really unique thing, because I think that's exactly what it does. Hey, it gives you, all right, I'm going to be dedicated for 6 weeks to the start and end point.
Yeah.
So you know. You're going to hopefully have a good set of metrics that you can work on. So you're going to be assessed at the start, maybe in the middle, and then at the end. So you can see, all right, this is where I started. Let's create a plan on where we're going to go to, and then we can assess it on the way through to make sure that you're achieving those things.
Yeah.
I think the other thing is also sort of pairing that into a group environment where there's other people doing the same thing. So I think,
which is the big thing.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just because it's not common anymore. Hey, I don't know if it's not common or it's, I don't know. It's just like focusing on your health and fitness is not generally something that's in the community, like supported and pushed. Is that fair?
Yeah, it is.
I think so. And given the rates of obesity within Australia, I think you can probably make that argument pretty pretty convincingly.
Yeah.
Hey? So create an environment where that actually happens, I think is really important, and that's what sort of pushes the growth and the development.
Yeah.
As opposed to just coming to the gym or just coming to classes without a really specific targeted result.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Cool. Okay, so what we thought we'd do today is just shed a little bit of insight into some of the benefits and why fitness businesses like us would run a challenge. We also share a little bit as to why it's beneficial to the participant, and then also shed some light around the do's and don'ts for the program.
Yeah.
Cool.
And sort of what to look out for too, I guess, if you are participating in a challenge.
Yeah. To get the
If you're
most from
thinking
it.
about signing up to one, whether that's online or in your community or, yeah.
Yep, 100%. Okay, so to start with, for a fitness business, the incentive behind getting a program running for whatever period of time, 6, 4, 12 weeks, 8 weeks, it allows for a measured form of income for that period of time.
Yeah.
Anyone out there that's watching this that might be in business, you know that peaks and troughs in your cash flow are super common, and trying to formulate ways around that just makes life heaps easier. So we use those programs that give us a specific amount of income over a period of time, so we can allocate capital to doing different bits and pieces around the place. So
Yeah.
I think that's a motivating factor for us, and it's, I think, a motivating factor for many fitness businesses.
Yeah.
So, all right, if we're going to do this many challenges, we're going to have this many people, on average they're going to pay this much, so we can allocate X amount of dollars to whatever it is that we need.
Yeah, exactly. Which is really exciting because it's really all going back to the participant's experience. So it's like a circle.
Yep.
That income literally goes straight back in, and for the next thing or
Yep.
whatever we have planned coming up in the gym,
Yep.
or we can put it into equipment. It's all for our client's experience. So
Yeah, 100%, which is better for our business. So,
Yeah.
Also, a challenge brings in and can enhance the community.
Yes, this is my favourite part.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we love. When
Yeah.
people are motivated, exercising on a regular basis, getting great results,
Yep.
it's infectious.
Yep.
So it inspires other people to work hard. It inspires other people to
Feel
focus
good.
on their
Yeah.
nutrition. Just feel better.
Yeah, and there's that vibe, like even in the gym, we have such an amazing little community that comes to our gym, and the vibes in there are at 5:30 in the afternoon is just like,
Yeah.
it's buzzing. So it's so cool, yeah. And that challenge is an even tighter community, because you've got those people sort of working towards a similar goal, or they're on a similar journey.
Yep.
So yeah, it's really nice. And that was a real goal for us after coming out of COVID. That's when we made our 4-week challenge,
Yeah.
because
We wanted people to be excited.
we made no money off that challenge, but all we wanted was to bring community back,
Yeah.
and come out stronger than what we did, than what we felt, I guess, in COVID. We really wanted something to turn things around for people and us too.
Yeah.
So it was really nice.
100%.
Yeah.
I think also reasons that businesses choose to do a challenge is because results create more business.
Yeah.
And programs and challenges create good results.
Yeah.
So
And good
it means
experiences
correct.
create more business. And
100%. So it gives us the ability to show off what we can do.
yeah.
Also empower people to get really great results.
Yeah.
Which then exposes us to more people. So it's sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. We can sort of gauge future business,
Yep.
future programs, future experiences for people based around those things,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, being a group, we get exposure to more people. Now, that's if we do a good job. So that's why we work so hard on delivering a good program, because when you're dealing with more people, if you don't do a good job, that also gets relayed and experienced to more people. Hey, so you got to make sure that you're doing a really good job, which is why we, I suppose, spend so much time and pay so much attention to
Yeah.
delivering the best service we can. that's ingrained in us, and that's what we like to do. But the ability to have exposure to more people, I think, is super important.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
100%.
Also, I think the final thing that I want to touch on, I don't know if this is something that other businesses factor in, but it's something that we factor in. We're able to, because it's like buying in bulk. You know, you get a better deal if you buy in bulk. A challenge is exactly that. We can offer more services at a lower price because there's more people doing those specific services. So we can expose people to different things that we can offer that perhaps they wouldn't know about outside of challenges, because individually itemized, it works out to be really quite expensive. But we can bundle it together, and with the power of volume with people, we can expose people to really cool things, different training methodologies, different levels of support.
100%. And I think that's really important because every individual needs something different. You know, they respond to different types of training differently. So if they can really have a go at all the different things that we offer, they can really find a niche that, you know, like it might be personal training. I do really well with personal training. You know, I'm going to really focus on that after this challenge. Or I'm really sort of in need of that nutritional coaching. I want to go deeper into nutritional coaching. So I'm going to go down that pathway after the challenge.
Even just simply understanding how important it is to be tested on a regular basis. You know, like the Evolve 360 scan that we have, to understand what your body composition is doing. So you understand then how to make changes that are specific to you, not just because you think you need to eat more carbs or do more whatever.
And like, for example, with that, we've had like a few women come in and test every week for 4 weeks. Because it's amazing what your body can do over that 4-week period during your cycle, and how much that manipulates your body composition. So that's another thing too that you really need to take into account if you are doing a measured challenge with results like at the end, at the beginning and at the end, or beginning, middle, end. You need to really, I think it really brings you in touch with where you are with your cycle and how your body responds to different things. So
100%. That's just a useful takeaway for anyone out there that might be watching this. Invest a couple of bucks in yourself and get yourself scanned on something like the Evolve 360 scan, some sort of comprehensive bioscan, and do it each week, because do it each week and keep things consistent. You can't change all of the things that you do. You have to be consistent with your exercise and your nutrition. But get yourself scanned at the same time every single week for 4 weeks. It will be shocking what you learn about yourself, and it'll be a great tool for you to use then going forward, because you'll know where at each week in your cycle you will be in terms of your body composition.
Like, I had a client and we actually did a test every 2 weeks over 8 weeks, and we had to compare the second and the fourth scan, because the other two were just non-comparison. Like, it was just like, so what the hell? But the second and the fourth matched up to where they were with their cycle, so it was made a lot more sense. So, you know, if you're having scans and the challenge is over different periods of the cycle, then it's just like results can be very skewed for women. But
so something to consider. So that's a little bit of, I suppose, an insight into why fitness businesses choose to do challenges. Perhaps you'd not considered that before. So we wanted to give you a little bit of an idea around that.
It's also, anyway, we'll go into the participant. I was just about to say something about that, so.
So let's talk about that now. So why you might choose to do a challenge if, as a member of the public, you decide to get in and do something. I think what we touched on earlier is a specific focus period of time is important. To understand that you've got a start date and an end date, it gives you a sort of a level of clarity. It's like, okay, I'm going to make some decisions around my health and fitness, and I'm going to commit to 6 weeks of putting my health first. So that means I'm going to exercise on a regular basis. I'm going to put put emphasis on my nutrition, raise my awareness around my nutrition, and work towards a specific goal.
Yeah, it just makes it doable. It makes making change in your life doable mentally.
Yep.
So, because sometimes it can be really overwhelming. Like you know that you need to change. You know, you might have a goal in the back of your head that you know you need to change for your health and for your well-being, but it can be so overwhelming, and we just get stuck on the hamster wheel, and sometimes we can't get off. It's just how our brains work. So when you have a short period of time that you know that you can commit to that, and just see, you know it might not be a permanent thing. You might hate it and not do it ever again, but you know that it might actually change your life forever. But yet it's that small period of time that can set that up. You know what I mean? So
the period of time I think has been really important for us. We've just done
did some testing over the years.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So we've done now 4, 6, 8, 12-week programs.
Yeah.
And we started the 4-week challenge just coming out of the coronavirus. One of the reasons was we wanted people to be able to take a bite-sized chunk of time. Yeah. So you didn't have to convince yourself. So going into a 12-week challenge, 3 months is a significant commitment, I think.
It's a chunk.
It is a chunk.
It's a chunk of your life.
So if you're not 100% there, it's hard to come along to every session. It's hard to be on track for that period of time.
Even it's a chunk for us too. Like it's a massive commitment.
To keep people
probably
engaged.
An even bigger commitment on our part to keep people engaged for that whole 12 weeks.
Yep.
And ensure that everyone gets through
a good result.
With a good result.
Yeah. And that's exactly why we decided to do a 4-week challenge coming out of the coronavirus, because there was no way we or the participants could have 100% attention on 3 months worth of training.
6 weeks even. Like
I just don't think it would have been realistic, and I think the results would not have been as good as what they were. I think the program worked well because people said, all right, I'm ready to do something. I'm going to commit to 4 weeks. I don't know what the future holds in terms of this friggin' virus that's going on, but 4 weeks is near enough in the future that I've got an understanding that maybe 4 weeks from now will be like today. So today I can actually get out and exercise and do the things that I want to do, so let's do it.
Yep.
And I think that was really crucial to the success that people had.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Like we've had a few different types of challenges too. Like we've had big prize money, so incentives like that at the end. Whereas I think like what we've really come back to basics, hey, really wanting to just create change, create health, lasting change and health for people. So, and then the bonus of that is a good result. So yeah.
Yeah.
I think with the 4-week challenge, like we weren't really expecting huge results at all. Like we won't, you know, you can't expect huge changes in someone's body composition over a 4-week period. That's a short amount of time. And as I said before, a woman's cycle can fluctuate like this over a 4-week period. So we weren't expecting that, but we were really wanting to implement some sustainable change.
Yeah, because that's what it's all about, hey? Yeah. At the end of the day, we really have no concern.
Yeah, and educating people on health, wellness, and what's out there, because there is a lot of stuff out there in the nutritional world, in the medical world, everything, that there's stuff out there to get us. So, and it can really stuff us up. So it's amazing to really get people educated in that.
Just provide some clarity for a period of time, hey?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think another key reason for the participant to get involved is for that supportive environment where the goal is improved health. I just don't know that you have that in your workplace or your household or whatever community events you might be going to or part of. The idea that you can chat with someone that's going through the same thing as you, working on improving their health, looking at ways that they can eat better, exercise more regularly, make and do things within their life that actually improves their health as opposed to work against it. I think that environment is super important.
Massive. It's a massive thing, especially for mums. especially for mums. I find it's
Yep.
just it's a really big thing. We found that in our last challenge. We had a few mums in our last challenge, and it was really nice for them to come together. Some of them have never known each other before, but it's nice for them to, now they've got their friends, you know. They've made new friends. They're going through the same things through motherhood as well as their fitness journey. So it's really special. It's really nice.
Yep. I think another thing is a friendly competition. Now, I think the word competition is really ugly, and I think it scares a lot of people.
It is.
And I think it needs to be kept into context. So what we mean by that is simply, if you're exercising in an environment where there's other people exercising, if someone can do a full push-up and you can't, it just provides a little bit more motivation for you to have a go at it. So competition has never really been something that we've driven hard at, because it doesn't suit.
Well, all our challenges are very individualized. We've designed for the individual person. So
but it also doesn't suit the people that we're working with.
Exactly.
As a general, like as our target market. So that's not something that we focus on. But just by exercising beside someone that is working on the similar goal to you with a similar frame of mind, it just allows that little bit of extra motivation, a little bit beyond what the trainer can provide, to enhance results. I think it's just so important.
Step outside of your comfort zone. I think a challenge environment is an epic place to step outside of that comfort zone. Because we don't actually know what we're capable of. None of us do, even us as your trainer. And it takes something like a challenge to show you what you're actually capable of and what you can do and what your body can do. Because all our limits are really up here. So when we can see someone else doing something like that, you have a go at it, it's like, holy shit, I can actually do that too. So it's really cool.
Cool. I think another advantage for the participant is, like we mentioned, which is good for the business, is also good for the participant, is affordable bundling of products. Now, in this particular program that we're promoting at the moment, our 4-week program, we say that you can save $300 by joining as part of this program. It sounds like a marketing thing. Sounds like we just say that because it sounds better. But actually, when you break down what's included, that's genuinely the saving.
Maybe we should put a breakdown up for people to see.
I think sometimes people don't even believe the breakdown, though. I think because I think we have to be really skeptical in this world. Hey, so I think you have to look at things.
We teach people to be skeptical.
So I think people may look at that. So I don't want to focus too much on that. But the ability to be able to get a number of services when it's bundled in a challenge. For those of you out there perhaps thinking of doing a challenge, whether it's online or wherever, generally speaking, well, I know it's true for us, we can offer significantly more just because we have more people to offer that product to. So we can offer it at a better rate. So in terms of the participants, man, you just get a better deal.
Oh yeah, huge value.
Which is really cool. The final thing that I think is super important is understanding what can be done in a period of time if you apply yourself. And if you apply yourself is the key word in that sentence, a couple of words in that sentence. So understanding what can actually be done in 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 12 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever, is so important. We generally find people decide that they would like to make a change, and then they want that change to occur quickly. It's really interesting. You watch people, you don't watch them, but people come to you and say, hey, I've put on 10 kilos over the last 10 years and now I want to get rid of it. What's the quickest way? Like, dude, it took you 10 years to get there. Doesn't have to take you 10 years to fix that problem, but it's going to take some time. Don't expect that to take 10 days to fix those habits. So understanding what you can do in a period of time if you apply yourself, I think is so important.
And I think it's really important too to consider all wins. You know, a win is a win. You know, you might, at the beginning of the challenge, you might have been, you know, eating crap every day and not sleeping well and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But you might find in the second week, you know, you've cleaned things up in your nutrition for the week. You know, you've been really active that week. You've sleeping through the night, like, you know, just little wins like that.
Yep.
That's huge, massive,
Yeah,
really big.
100%. I think you can begin to acknowledge them if you understand that the goal is overall improvement of health.
Yeah.
So you don't think of sleeping through the night as a win.
When the challenge is like, oh, I have to lose so
10
much
kilos.
body fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you take a step outside of yourself and just look like, I haven't slept through the night in 10 years and now I'm sleeping through the night.
Yeah.
For us, that's like,
yes!
holy shit, yeah. That's so
That's
cool.
a huge win. Even
Yeah.
like, you know, going to the toilet or just shit
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, literally.
Yeah. Or being more awake, yeah.
Yeah, having more energy, sustained energy throughout the day,
Yep.
you know, eliminating certain cravings.
Yep.
They're huge, huge wins, and they really do provide the results in time.
Yep.
So for us, we get so excited about that, and that's why in our challenges we educate you about those things, because I always tell my clients, if you have a win like this, I want to know about it, because
Significant.
it's significant for
Yep.
you, and I want to like praise you for it, because
Yep.
that's fantastic.
Yep.
So yeah, it shouldn't just be about the aesthetics and all of that crap. It really needs to be on a holistic
Yeah.
level.
100%. So I think there's some cool benefits there, and hopefully we got that across to you. I want to now just talk about some potential limitations in regards to programs, and I think there can be a miscommunication between whoever's delivering the program and the individual. I think the individual can take charge. So it should be driven by whoever's facilitating the program, but the individual can take charge. And one of the things that we're looking at is setting a goal when you get started. Now, not to set a goal, I think at the start of a challenge, is a missed opportunity. The goal needs to be specific and needs to be challenging to obtain, but it can't be unobtainable.
Yeah, it needs to be really clear.
Yeah, it needs to be really clear.
Really
So
clear. Yeah.
if it's not built into your program, work with your trainer or whoever it is that you're working with to help, to get their help on making a goal that's clear and specific for you.
For you, yeah.
So you can work towards something on a regular basis.
And that goal can be anything across the board, really. It can be
Sleeping through the
obviously-
night.
Yeah, sleeping through the night, not relying so much on coffee. You know, I want to get to training 3 times a week rather than once, or you know, I want to
stronger,
walk every morning. Yeah, I want to be stronger.
Be able to run, whatever.
Yeah.
100%. So just make it clear for you.
Yeah.
And also, it has to be measurable. So you need to be able to actually see that you're progressing. And this is where your trainer will come in. They can say, yep, this is what we can do to measure that. So you can actually see, test it, measure it, so you know that you're working towards something.
Massive.
I think one of the challenge flaws, another challenge flaw to be aware of, is not being prepared to make a change.
Yep.
We see this on a regular basis. Maybe your friend's doing the program, and you just sort of get dragged along with them, which is not a bad thing. Look, the worst case scenario, you're going to exercise more.
Yep.
So I'm never upset if there's someone that comes to the program that's not interested in doing the program, but they're just coming to support someone else.
Yep.
Man, I can live with that. At worst case scenario, they just get to exercise more.
Yeah.
But if
But
you're
they're in an environment where people are improving their health, so
correct,
9 times out of the 10,
it
they're
rubs off.
straight in.
100%. If you're out there and you're trying to achieve a result, you do need to work on yourself a little bit before the program gets started. And if you can work on yourself before the program gets started rather than working on yourself during the program, which of course we encourage you to do, but if you can get your sort of head clear as to what you're wanting to do,
Yep.
understanding that it is going to take some discipline in some areas and making some better choices perhaps than you have been.
Yeah, and being mindful
Yeah,
of everything that you're doing.
yeah, then your results really can be maximized.
Yeah, 100%. So important.
Cool. That brings me to my very last one, and this is not a pet peeve of mine, but it's something that I find makes our job so hard, and that is reducing variables. So if you're out there and you're thinking about taking on a challenge and you want to work with a coach on getting a great result, then minimizing minimizing variables makes it way easier for you to be coached.
Yep.
What do I mean by this? So let's talk about nutrition, right? So let's say you're going to do, your challenge includes 3 sessions a week, a Monday, Wednesday, Friday sessions, and a Tuesday, Thursday morning session. So 5 sessions all up. So you're going to do all of those 5 sessions, and you're going to track your nutrition. All right. With your nutrition, so your 5 sessions, let's assume you do them every single week. They're done. Every single week those sessions are done, so the trainer knows what's going on. You're not doing any exercise outside of your training, you're just doing the 5 sessions with the trainer. Yep. With your nutrition, you're going to follow exactly what the trainer says, except when you don't want to. These are the variables that make it really hard. So as a trainer, I'll work through your meal plan and it'll say, meal 1 you ate just as recommended, meal 2 you ate just as recommended, meal 3 you ate spaghetti and white bread, and and then you had dessert, right? But that meal doesn't remain consistent through your week, because the next day you do the same thing. You eat really well all through the day and you get to dinner and then you eat lasagna. And then the day after that you eat really well throughout the day and then you have fish and chips for dinner. Making those changes without consistency makes it really hard for the trainer to say, hey, your body can handle some carbs in form of pasta, but the fish and chips is what kills you. There's just so many variables there that to make small changes as your trainer, it's super hard. Because what the trainer wants to do is say, hey, please don't eat any shit at all. Please don't eat any shit at all. That way we know exactly what works for you. So if you're eating super clean, no shit, and you're not getting significant results, then we can screw into the not shit food and make changes there. But if you're eating predominantly good food with shit thrown in different places, it makes coaching so hard, eh? Like so hard, because it's so hard to identify what's causing the biggest problems.
Yep.
And what foods you might be able to tolerate and what foods you can't.
Yep.
And the same goes for training. So if you're eating spectacularly well with your nutrition and only training sporadically, it's hard for the trainer to say, hey, you're not getting enough weight training in, or you're not getting enough cardio, or your body responds better to cardio than weight training, so let's do more of one than the other.
Yeah.
Too many variables make it really hard, and just expedite, no, doesn't mean speed up, extend the length of the process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it might take us 5 months to work out what works for you in terms of training and nutrition.
Yeah.
But if you ate only a specific way and trained only a specific way for 4 weeks, we'd know at the end of 4 weeks what works for you and what doesn't.
Exactly. And I think, you know how you just said, you know, adding in those all over the shop meals.
Yep.
It does make it really hard, like as compared to, because as trainers, like we want you to be as balanced as possible in the same breath, you know, like we want you to feel balanced, not deprived.
Yep.
So, you know, doing that every single day as compared to like 1 day a week or 1 day every 2 weeks is a game changer.
Yep.
Because then we know, like, there's more consistency there than inconsistency with good eating.
Yeah.
So that there is like, that's the game changer.
Yep.
So, you know,
I want to take that even further, because I've been saying this for years and years, and I'm sure people just listen to me and they're like, man, this dude keeps saying that. But I did a 12-week challenge like 10 years ago. That first one that I did 10 years ago, the first one that I ever ran when I was out by myself. And I measured every single thing that I ate and measured every single training session. So I was like pedantic about it. Now, you don't have to be that specific. Like, I weighed every single food. I wrote it all down.
so you did it with your clients.
Yeah, so I did it. So every session was recorded, every meal was recorded. And I can call back to those foods and that training style now, 10 years later, if my body's not the way I want it to be. And I think this is some of the power that we miss out on. And I think it's partly our fault as trainers, because I think what message we should encourage people to do is to really be strict with their nutrition and training for a period in their life.
Yeah.
Because I think what
it
happens...
teaches you a lot about your body.
Because I think what happens is people go through life without ever saying no to anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, I feel tired today, so I'm going to have a beer. Or I feel it's really hot today, so I'm going to finish the day with a beer. Or I've worked really hard this week in training, so I'm going to have a piece of mud cake. Whereas if you could just push through that, and for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever your challenge is, just actually work really hard on saying, no, I'm not going to eat any shit. I'm going to eat real food for that period of time. So I can see how my body actually responds to it. You may never have to do it ever again.
Yep.
But you'll learn more in that period of time than you have in your whole life, I guarantee it.
Yep. And we teach you why that happens.
Yeah.
You know, doing that, mental stamina, gives you a lot of mental stamina.
Yep.
So that's a really cool thing. People would maybe say, oh, it's depriving. Turn it around, it's mental stamina.
Yep.
You know,
Well, it's also nourishing. That food is real food.
That's my next thing.
Yeah.
Next thing is that you've given your body a 4-week break for it to literally recalibrate.
Yep.
So, you know, all those processed, high preservative, you know, refined carbs, refined sugars, they have had a chance to be eliminated, or, you know, over that 4-week period, your body's finding things in your body and detoxifying those things, which is amazing. You know, you'll find that you've got increased energy, you know.
Maybe even
more
just
strength.
consider the idea of being deprived. So
I know.
we consider eating
we need
food.
to do a video on this.
Yeah, I think so too. Hey?
Yeah.
Eating foods that are real from the earth, from an animal that was once living, or a plant that was once growing. We
That
consider
is
that
abundant.
deprivation. Yeah.
That is abundant in nutrients. It's not depriving.
So we think we take out those highly processed synthetic foods and we're deprived. That shit our body doesn't know what to do with. That causes all this inflammation and other just shitty conditions. We remove that and we're like, man, I don't want to be deprived. It's like, fuck. Just take 1 second to think about that. Flip that on its head, and just consider what we're saying for a sec. I hope this. Oh, I need to watch this back because I want this to be so clear to people. Hey.
Yeah.
Because if you can do that,
Yeah.
man, you understand something that
Yeah.
that you just the value in that is worth 1,000 times whatever you pay for whatever your challenge is wherever you are doing it.
100%.
And I don't know if I've ever been able to articulate this clearly to people. Like, I don't know that I've ever worked with anyone that said, hey, I'm going to do this challenge and I'm only going to eat exactly what you say. I don't know if I've ever done that.
Can't say that.
No, I can't say that either. You know, I was looking back at an old boot camp video and I used to do a money back guarantee. And the conditions were if you eat exactly what I say and you train exactly how I say, you don't get a great result to give you money back. Because I have never seen it. Like, I was really confident that I could do that, my money would be safe. Because I've never, ever seen someone say, all right, you want me to eat this, and this, and do it for 6 weeks, and train this, and this for 6 weeks? All right, I'll do it. I've never, ever seen it.
Yeah. And you know, like, life does get in the way, but consistency, that's my favorite word, is consistency. So, and I think that's what's really cool about a challenge, is that it really provides, like, it provides a platform for you to be consistent. So, but that's your choice, of course.
100%.
The other thing, there was something that so it's also really important, like, the challenge has to be doable. It has to be doable. It has to be able to fit into your lifestyle, your life, you know, what you've got going on in your life. So, you know, I'm always super mindful of, you know, when I give nutritional guidance, it's going to be realistic. So we're going to swap things out of their family staple meals that they have every week. We're going to swap things out of those meals and replace them with healthier alternatives. So they still get that meal that's still tasty, it's still delicious, yet so much more nutrient dense and so much more better for them and their family. That's something that I'm really passionate about. And my last ebook that I designed for the challenge, for the 4-week challenge, it had all staple recipes that, you know, you would have every week in your family, but just different ingredients to make them taste better, I think, and just be so much more abundant with nutrients for their whole family. So, and really easy, you know.
That all comes with the
Simple.
mindset of being open to that, though.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So if you wouldn't dream of eating fish and chips that's not from the fish and chip shop, then it's hard for us to sell you sweet potato chips and fish coated in almond meal, because you just look at that like that's not even like I'm deprived. Whereas we look at that like, man, that is the ultimate me having my cake and eeating it too. Like we love that meal. Hey, it's like, man, we have fish and chips.
It's a treat.
We're normal people like everyone else. But it's all how you think about it.
And you know, I think too, you know, some people will see, you know, putting in the work, cooking for themselves, blah blah blah, instead of eating out of a packet. Oh, it's inconvenient. But it's not. It's self-care. It is self-care. So taking that time, that period of time to focus on you, to give yourself the care that you deserve, that's the way that we should be looking at that. It's not inconvenient, it's not, you know.
It's time invested.
It's
not
time invested, exactly.
Cool. Awesome. All right, so a couple of things I think that we should finish off on to talk about how to get the best result. Setting a goal is what you need to do. So do it by yourself, do it with the aid of your trainer. You need to set a goal at the start of your challenge that's specific, that's measurable, and it's difficult but not unachievable in the time frame.
It needs to be realistic.
I think that's super important. I think following the advice of the trainer is important. Now, we say that obviously we're biased because we're trainers, but look, just think of it like this. Think of it like the trainer's 100% selfish. They don't care about you at all, right? Think about it just like this. Let's use me. I'm 100% selfish, don't care about my clients at all. This is not the case, but let's go hypothetical. I'm going to get more clients if the people that I train that I don't care about get phenomenal results, because they walk out of here significantly healthier, significantly improved in terms of their mental and physical well-being. So I'm going to do better business. Yeah, let's be super hypothetical about it. If that was your thought process, you would think that the advice being given to you by your trainer is designed to help me get a good result. 100% it is. We care about the people that we work with, so we want them to get a great result. But the information that we provide them has been tailored and tried and tested to work really well if followed. And that's the key, if followed. So
and education. Education is our thing. Hey, we love to educate everyone. You know, as anything from reading a food label to you know, what hormones work when, and what your body does before and after training, and you know, all those things that you know, we don't go looking up ourselves, but they're really crucial in your health and well-being. So I think that's a really important thing to find someone that can
help you there. Step number 3, I think, is remove variables. Try and keep things plain and simple. Don't add in too much crazy stuff. If you've never done handstand push-ups, maybe don't start that in the middle of your challenge. Maybe, each their own, but whatever. Maybe don't start that. If you've never been consistent with your nutrition, that would be a good thing to start. Removing the variables in terms of your food that can help your trainer look into what it is you're doing and help refine you. I think that's super, super important. I think the very last one is to be determined. The best program in the world will not work unless you're prepared to work it. It's just the way it is. So
totally the ball's in your court.
All the tools can be put in place. The training sessions can be there for you. The nutrition can be recommended. The guidance can be there. But you still have to do the work. One of the things that we tell people in terms of their nutrition is to take it one day at a time, aim to be as consistent as possible, and the same goes for your training. The approach to training is simply, if you can try and do a little bit more every time you exercise, you're going to have a great result. So for example, if you train on Monday afternoon at 5:30, be conscious, be aware of the effort that you're applying to that session, and Monday the following week, work a little harder.
Yep.
Apply some more effort. Doesn't mean you need to lift more weight, doesn't mean that you need to do more star jumps, whatever the case may be. It's just the applied effort within your head, I think, is so important. So you know when you're sparing yourself, you know when you're working hard.
Yeah.
And that's something that the trainer has a bit of an idea about, but they don't know exactly how you're feeling.
Yeah.
That's something that you have to control. So be determined, work hard, and just do a little bit more every session, you'll get a great result.
Yeah. Stick your blinkers on too. It's your challenge. It's not old mate next door. There should be no comparison. Every single human body is genetically different. So stick your blinkers on and just get it done. Yep.
100%.
Cool.
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 Hope there's something that you can pull from that. I hope we didn't offend you anywhere through there. Maybe you heard yourself in some of the things that that we mentioned there, perhaps, and maybe that's not a bad thing. But if you're out there, consider doing a specific program, even if you work with a trainer to design a challenge just for you.
Yep.
We've got a couple of people doing that sort of thing right now.
Yep.
A measured goal, measured coaching, and a specific time frame works really well. So consider those bits and pieces, guys, because I think it could really help.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
Tweak Talk number 9. That's it from us, guys. Have a great day. Choose to be fit and healthy, and if we can assist you in any way, shape or form, we'd certainly love to. If you're in the Tully area and you'd like to find out about the 4-week challenge that we have coming up, let us know. We can definitely help you out and explain what that's all about, and perhaps be working with you really soon. If you're not here near us, good luck. Cool. All right, guys. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.